Hey, it's Matt Merola, and you're watching my cooking blog. Today, I'm going to teach you how to cook a very simple pasta dish that's also very exquisite. So, it's going to have some red tomatoes, some artichoke hearts, some basil, and some green olives. It's going to be really great, and I'm going to show you how to make it really quickly. The first thing you want to do is get a rolling boil going on for your pasta. I like to use a big pan, pre-salt it with some, pre-season it with some salt. That's for flavor. Then we're gonna grab our pasta. I'm using just a simple spaghetti. I like to break it in half. There we go. All right, now while this goes, we're gonna start working on everything else. One of the first things you wanna do is get your garlic chopped up. Now most of the time I'll use a pre-peeled garlic. It's really easy and quick, it saves some time. And I did about 6 cloves in here. That's a good amount of garlic. I like a lot. Next thing you're gonna do is get some of these olives, chop them up. I like to use maybe roughly as much. It's about 1/4 cup of olives. And I'm using Manzella olives. They're just stuffed. They're cheap and they have a pretty good bite. But you can use even black olives if you wanted to. Or you could use olives with pits. All of it works fine. We're gonna take some tomatoes. I like to use baby tomatoes. Cut them in half. Right there. I'm gonna get some basil. Now, I like to buy a big bag of basil when it's available. It stores really well. The first thing you use is take it out, and you can rinse it. You can rinse it in this colander that we're gonna use for this spaghetti. Dry it out good. Now we're gonna take this, we're gonna grab some scissors and cut off a couple pieces. Just get some good pieces in here. Best way to store basil is to actually put it in a container of water. It doesn't really like the fridge. It doesn't like temperatures under about 50 degrees. So keep it out here, and sometimes if you're lucky, it'll even start to grow roots and it'll last a while longer. And it's pretty, and it smells wonderful in your kitchen. So we're gonna get some of these basil leaves. You're gonna stack them up on top of each other, and you're gonna just roll them like this. And then just quickly, great, and put these in here. That's about roughly a stuffed 1/4 cup of basil. Do the same thing with artichokes. We're gonna just cut them in half. I'm using about a little more than a can. One can's fine, you can do 2 cans. These, the amounts you put in is really up to you. Do you like more olives? Do you like more artichoke hearts or tomatoes? I like a lot of basil, so there's a lot of basil in here too. All right, so now we have all of our ingredients. We're gonna grab some butter and a pan. Stir your pasta a little. All right, so we're gonna turn on the pan. I'm gonna let this get situated. We're going to take our garlic and our basil. I like to use half the basil now because it's really good to put the fresh stuff at the end for that extra kick. Now we're going to add our tomatoes and our olives. You could cook these things separately, starting with the garlic, but this is a fast dish for me. This is something I'm coming home, I just want to eat, you know, but it tastes so good. So just dump it all in there. So I'm gonna grab some olive oil too and flavor it with that. So it's got butter and olive oil, 2 sources of fat. I'm a big fan of it. This is the rest of my olive oil. That looks, oh, it smells incredible. Now we're gonna check on our pasta and see how it's doing. All right, still looks a little al dente. Just maybe like 45 more seconds and we'll let it boil. So it's been about 45 seconds. Get some hot mitts. Now, it should be a little more than al dente because what we're gonna do in a second is we're gonna take it and we're gonna put it in with the rest of the stuff already going. This way it gets coated fully with the oil. I'm gonna use half of this pasta and I'm gonna save the other half to cook something else quick later on that I don't have to heat up the whole pasta. All right, great. And put some in. About half. You see how it's a little stiff still? It is a little al dente. extra al dente, but that's the way we want it. I like a lot more stuff than I like pasta, so that looks really good to me. Now we're gonna add a couple more things. This is a secret ingredient. We're gonna take half a cube of a really good vegetable bouillon or a chicken bouillon. Cut it in half, and we're gonna put it in here and let it dissolve. Just give some extra flavor. All right, we're almost done. Now we can add the rest of the basil. Now we can serve. So we plate it up, and it looks so delicious. I can't wait to have it. Get a little bit of Parmesan cheese and grate that over. And then take a couple fresh small leaves of basil for garnish. And then bon appetit. And this takes less than 10 minutes. Also, stuff you can find really cheap. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and keep cooking.